call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, She's 40, Moved Abroad, Then Returned Homeless. Let's get right into it.
I moved back to the U.S. after living abroad for 8 years and could not find a place to stay. The only place that looked promising without a credit check, a deposit, was a homeless shelter. We literally had to show 50 times the rent, W-2s, paycheck stubs, all of this crazy stuff. And the rent to a lot of these apartments were thousands of dollars. Mind you, we moved abroad, didn't have to have any of that. Found places for $400 and $500, 4-bedroom, 2 baths, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathroom homes for less than $1,000, and did not have to show any credit, W-2s, bank statements, or anything. Literally paid 2 months deposit and 1 month's rent, and we were given the keys that day. And more people need to be talking about this. I moved back to the U.S.
So here's a girl who tried out passport cis life and failed. Okay, failed miserably. It's interesting to me because she's saying that when she came back to America, the only place that looked promising without a background check or security deposit was a homeless shelter. Right? I mean, all the requirements you need, you know what I'm saying? Proof of income. She said you need to make 50 times the rent. I never heard of that before. I know 2.5 times is usually standard, right? You need to make 2.5 times. But she moved abroad and she realized that life is cheaper abroad, and it is. It is, okay? You pay for location. She's talking about 3 to 4 or 5 bedrooms for only $1,000 a month. Yeah, you could only get that overseas, okay? When I went to Nigeria, man, a lot of things there were cheap. I mean, so much cheaper, because most of the world only lives off of less than $200 a month. Like seriously, like people are literally earning $3 to $4 a day for a day's work. Anyway, I thought this video was pretty interesting, so I was confused about this. I seen the grades in her hair. I knew she probably was of age. I was like, so why move back? Like, why come back to the U.S., right? Why go through all this trouble if you're living good overseas? Well, I found the video, and let's listen to what she has to say. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
So let me put this question to rest in regards to why did we move back to the U.S. after living abroad for 8 years? It was for personal reasons. That's it. But when we were there, we were just kind of trying to figure out if we were to put ourselves or plug ourselves back into the U.S. system, how is that going to work? How is that going to work with education? How is that going to work with living, finding a job, so on and so forth, running our businesses, buying a vehicle, like all of these things that we literally have not had to worry about for 8 years, and then coming back to literally a completely different world and having reverse culture shock and not knowing like what to do or where to go. The worst thing in the world is for people to tell you to go home, and then you go home and it's unrecognizable. You are literally driving down the street that you grew up on and you don't even recognize your own childhood home. That's how devastating it was moving back. So we left 4 months after that, and we've been gone ever since. So let me put this question.
So she lived abroad for 8 years, okay? And so she has a channel, Start Living Abroad. She teaches women how to get their passport, move abroad. At first I thought to myself, like, this girl is a Spencer, right? This girl is a woman over 40 who's trying to find life abroad, right? Maybe she's broke or something like that, I don't know. But it turns out she actually is married. She has a husband, and I won't show that video, but just take my word for it, okay? She has a husband, she's married, and they both move overseas. And people are trying to figure out, why'd you come back? After 8 years, why'd you come back? That's a lot of questions she's getting. And so she gave a reason. Her reason was for personal reasons. Now, guys, you know, we're not going to just accept that for personal reasons. Anytime people want to talk about things that are personal, we know what personal means, okay? Personal is keyword for money. She moved back for money. Hey, look, even though it's cheaper to live abroad, here's a catch-22 to it. You get paid less abroad. Again, No one's going to pay you more because you're American, just because you're American. Maybe if you have an American skill, such as teaching another language. You know, a lot of people teach like English in Thailand and East Asia or whatever, so that they might get paid a little bit better as a teacher, but you're still living abroad. So after 8 years, they probably were out of money and couldn't hack it anymore and had to come back to America to earn money and probably take their last dollars to pay for a plane ticket and a flight. And by the way, when they got to the airport, they were stuck in the airport for 4 hours. I watched the videos on it. I thought that was interesting. She couldn't even afford a rental car to get somewhere when they came back to the U.S. So my thoughts are, it's money. Now, she also mentioned how her home was unrecognizable. What do you mean unrecognizable? You're gone for 8 years. You're in your 40s, maybe even your 50s. What's unrecognizable about your home? I remember my childhood in Jersey City. Back when I was a kid, I used to walk the streets when I was walking home from school, and I remember the routes. And this is like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. So I don't know how she forgot something that was just recently, in her adulthood. Anyway, we'll move on. I thought that was interesting. I want to know what you guys think about that. But I did find some more interesting videos on TikTok. Take a listen.
And I'm really starting to think that these women are unemployed or homeless, because every other video clip, podcast, it's like, oh, how much he got? My man got to make 6 figures. My man needs to drive this kind of car. He needs to pay for my bills. He needs to pay for this. How much money? Money. And it's like, well, what you got? Because it seems like you don't have any money of your own, which is why you going so hard for his money in his wallet that he worked hard for. That's always confusing to me. Like, what y'all got going on? I'm not saying you need to date a man that don't got any money at all, but it's also like, I love the fact that I have my own and I come to the table. I'm not begging. I'm not asking for my bills to be paid, rent to be paid. If you want to, and you got it like that, I'm not going to say no, but I'm not out here begging. Y'all be begging. It's starting to get that y'all don't have no job, no savings account, no home. Like, what's going on? And I'm really...
Yeah, they're broke. They're homeless. Just like the girl who tried to move back to America, because she couldn't hack it overseas. And like I said, Passport Bros, that whole movement's only for a certain select individuals who already got a bankroll, who can live and earn money, independent of where they live, right? So like me, I can live anywhere. Like when I was in Africa, I was making videos and I was posting them online and I was getting paid in US dollars. Why? Because I'm partnered with YouTube, an American company, and 2, my audience are American. So I get paid in American dollars because it's American ad dollars in front of my audience. And I'm getting a cut out of that. Anyway, she said it's given unemployed because a lot of these women want money. And so her question is, what do you got? Now, here's the reality of it. Whether a woman has money or don't, they still want a man to earn more money. So, yeah, if you don't have any money, it makes sense that girls are begging and begging for money because that's the way they could kind of, I guess, get ahead. They put Cash App in their bio or link to their Zelle or something like that. It's wild out here, okay? I see it all the time. But I also do see women who earn good money. Like, I met a doctor, I met a lawyer who they earn good money, but they still want a man to make more. And it's like, why? Why does he have to make more if you can take care of your own bills? If you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars or 110, 120, 130, whatever you make, why do you need a man to make more? To do what? To pay your bills so you can stop working? I don't get it. And a lot of these women are not even fit. They're not fit, feminine, or friendly, but they want you to earn more money than them to take the burden off their hands so they can live a luxurious lifestyle, and they're never considering what the man gets in return. Just think about that. They never consider what the man gets in return. Anyway, this is a lady. She said something so fascinating. Let's listen to what she has to say. I got a lot of responses for it.
And I'm going to say it because I know most women probably don't know how to say it or probably even scared to admit it. It's not that we don't want a man to lead or we don't know how to let a man lead. It's the fact that we are simply scared to let you lead. We've always had the control of our lives. We've always had the option and the willpower to change our situations. We've always been the miss make it happen. We've always been the miss figure it out. And it's going to take a real man to soften that woman, to make her comfortable enough to allow him to lead and not fight him on it. It's not that we don't want it. We just don't know how. And it has nothing to do with anything but fucking survivor mode. But one thing about it, if you run into one and you crack her and she allow you to lead, if your back ever against that wall, you're going to see why she was Miss Make It Happen. You're going to see why she was Miss Figure It Out. And I'm going to say it because I know most women.
Here's just this logic, and the reason why I want to use this video, because this is a perfect example of women's stupidity. This is stupid. This is dumb. Let's go through it. I wrote it down. Okay. She says not that they don't want that they don't want a man to lead, is that they don't know how to let a man lead because they're scared. AKA, they don't know how to be submissive because they've been masculine. They've been in control. They always had control. So, and they want a real man to soften that woman. Why does think about it, as a real man, imagine this. You worked so hard to become a real man. And by a real man, they mean you're tall, you're handsome, you got money, you got success, other women want you. You're so desirable. So why, as a so desirable man, you get a woman that's hard and you have to soften her? How is that the reward for being a real man? Here you go, real man. Here you have this hard-headed, masculine woman for you to hopefully soften. This is what women do. Women date on potential. Oh, you have the potential. It's not really potential, because really, when they say potential, that means they could control you now, and hopefully they could get an outcome they desire. So it's not really potential, okay? It's what's going on right now. But let's just say potential. She wants you to date her on the fact that she could potentially become soft. Why would we do that? Why don't we just date someone that's already soft, that already knows how to let a man lead? Y'all want us to sign up for something that doesn't benefit us, it benefits you. You need to be convinced that you need a man to lead. We don't need to be convinced that we need to lead. We're leaders. We don't, oh no, I'm a leader. I did so well. I'm the CEO of my business, but I gotta convince you I could lead. I don't gotta convince you of nothing. I know how to lead. It's either you ride with me or you don't. This boat is sailing whether you hop on or not, baby girl. But these women don't understand that. They think that someone needs to prove something to them. No, you might need proof. You might require that. But it doesn't mean that we want to give that. You need to be able to observe us and understand that you need to submit from day one, from minute one. And if you don't, bye-bye. A lot of these men are not putting up with it, but the women believe in this stuff. Anyway, they also talk about it like as if you need, a man needs to convince you he can lead, as by default, women know how to lead. Like by default, women just know how to live their lives. And so they're scared because it's not certain that a man can actually lead them. Right? They're not sure. They need to be convinced. Well, here's a woman. Let's see how good of a leader she is, in your opinion. I'm going to play what she has to say.
You recently became a single mother. Come here, I want to talk to you for a second. I have now, it's been over 2 years, I think almost 3, honestly, that I have been a single mother. But I remember like it was, I could literally cry right now thinking about it. I remember when it was, we're not going to cry on the internet today, but I remember when I first made like that decision to move out of the home with my daughter that I was living in with her father, and how like low, like the hardest time of my life, honestly. And so I wanted to come on here because I also remember a lot of like content and people who were just raw and real on here about their similar situations, bringing me so much comfort. So I'm here to tell you a few things. I swear it gets better. That was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. And I am so happy that I made that decision. And I'm so happy that I made that decision when I made it, because she had just turned 1. And as of now, she's almost 4. She has no recollection of me ever living in the home with her dad. And I don't say that to say like, if your child is older, that's a bad thing. I'm saying that to say like, just trust God's time. Like, I fought for over a year, honestly. I stayed way longer than I should have. And it just happened literally exactly how it was supposed to happen. It got to a point where God was like, all right, no, I know you think I want to keep this family together, but more than that, I want you to respect, love, and honor yourself. So it gets better. Lean into God. If you do nothing else, lean into God. And
it's so funny. People do the devil's work and they tell you lean into God. Isn't it so? It's just so, the irony of it. The irony of it all. And she says, I know God's saying that you think God. God told you that he thinks. And by the way, I don't know where she got God told her this. This is her emotions, but she said she's trying to disguise her emotions as God. God said, I know you think that I want to keep this family together, but really what I want you to do is value yourself, love yourself, respect yourself. Baby, that's feminism talking to you. Feminism doing the devil's work. What are you talking about? This is what I'm trying to say. Women can't lead themselves because they listen to their emotions and they say it's God. They think it's God telling them that. God didn't tell you that. Anyway, she's talking about how she's been a single mom for 3 years. 3 years she's been a single mom. And she's happy when she left. She's happy. But I'm happy I left after my child was only 1 year old, and she has no recollection of living with her father. That's a good thing? Your daughter has no recollection of a man being in the house? That's a good thing? God told you to do that? God told you to separate your daughter from her father? And she talks about how she remembers during the time when she left that there's content on TikTok, on these different social media platforms that gave her comfort. All these other women supporting her move and breaking up the family. And this is what content does. This is what all these female dating coaches and all these single mom content, this is what it does. It comforts women to do the wrong thing. It gives women the support to do the wrong thing. So again, I say, y'all want us to convince y'all that we can lead, but you haven't convinced yourself you can lead. She thinks this is good. Oh yeah, I moved on and it felt so good. It hurt. It was the worst thing. I don't want to cry online about it. But it was the best thing I ever did. And my daughter has no recollection of living with her father. Wonderful mom, wonderful mother she is, wonderful mother. And a lot of women, they're this crazy because they think because they're desirable sexually, that they're desirable women for marriage and long-term relationships. They're not. But she's not the only one. I found this other ridiculous video. There's so many things I could say, but I'm going to say it afterwards. Let's listen to what she has to say first.
I just woke up, I look a mess, but this morning I got a call from this dude and he was like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm sleeping, I'm about to get up and get ready for work. And he was like, oh, I was just calling to see if you needed anything. I'm passing your house. And I was like, yeah, actually I do need something. My car needs to be washed, it needs to be detailed, my tires need to be rotated, and if they could wax it too, that would be great. And he said, okay, I'm about to pull up and I'll get it. So he picked it up about an hour and a half ago, and he just brought it back and put it back in my garage. And I'm gonna go down there and see what it looked like. I don't have no clothes on. There's people out here. Okay, let's rate it 1 out of 10. Let me flip the camera. Okay. Y'all know I had posted that video of this man, and he was like, oh, you got a lot of stuff in your car? Okay, now I don't, bitch. Type shit. Oh, let me get my keys. All right. Okay, what is this? Tire shine? Okay, points for that. Yeah. Okay, I'll give him a B+ for that. I'm finna text him back. Thank you for that. Maybe tonight we can swing by Ruth Chris. Okay, now we wait. I just woke up, I look at my...
So much to say about this video, so much to say about this video. First thing she said, I woke up this morning, I look a mess. Ladies, I know for you this is an acceptable excuse, but for me it's not. I do not want to wake up next to a woman that looks a mess first thing in the morning. Men, we don't look a mess. We woke up like this. What did Beyonce say? I woke up like this. Yeah, I woke up like this. My head shaved. I got a beard. I look pretty much like this when I wake up. Did I take a shower so far for the day? Yes, I did. Okay, but I brushed my teeth at night so my breath don't stink in the morning. And I also do that because it actually is really good for your teeth. To brush your teeth at night, very good for your teeth. And now I'm so used to feeling my teeth, I can feel calculus. So if I feel calculus, I go back and brush it. Okay, that's a buildup of stuff you don't want that causes cavities. So I feel my teeth feel smooth like porcelain, like wiping porcelain. It feels really good. Anyway, she wakes up in a mess. And then she also says she gets a text or a call from a guy that says, "Oh, I'm driving by your house. I want to know if you need anything." And she says, "Yes, I do. I actually do need something." What? I need my car waxed, washed, tires rotated, a wheel alignment. Like, that's everything she's asking for. That's a lot of money. Okay, especially on a Benz on top of that, even more money. So the guy, which by the way, I'm assuming this is a guy that never smashed her before. It's not her boyfriend, the guy that they're just talking. He comes by, I guess she leaves her key in the car. He comes by, takes her car, gets it all done and brings it back. And she went downstairs and she tried to say, "Oh, let me see how he did. Let me determine how good the gift he gave was." And then when she determined, it was a B+. He did all that work and all he got was a B+. Simps, this is what happens when you do for women that look average like this. This is an average looking woman. This is a basic girl. She's so basic even when she's done up. But she looks like trash when she wakes up in the morning. Like, what? So you're not even getting a girl that looks good. You're not even getting a good looking girl. You're getting an average looking girl. Which, by the way, I seen what's this plastic thing on her neck? I don't know if she just had surgery. I don't know if she just got a brand new tattoo. Both would be bad no matter what happened. If she got a surgery, that means she might be lacking health. If she just got a tattoo on her chest, she's a red flag. But either way, you did all that for her to thank you with saying, maybe you guys will go to Ruth Chris. Just maybe. Maybe she'll give you the opportunity to treat her to a fancy 3-star restaurant. Just maybe. Okay? Don't get your hopes up. And this is what women do. This is the women's ideal scenario. You take a busted average girl who makes a little bit of money, drives a beginner Benz, right? She got a beginner, the little CLA, the little A-class Benz, and thinks she's somebody. Unbelievable. But you know what? I couldn't stop there. I was like, she got to have some more videos. I found another video of her looking disheveled, talking shit. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I truly feel like a lot of people have problems in their relationship because they don't humble their man enough. So let me show you some good examples of how to humble your man. Okay, so this man texted me and invited me over to his house to have food. And I said, okay, I'll see you when you get here, because he was coming to pick me up. And he said, okay, thank you, but I'll appreciate if you could answer my question. Are you in a relationship? I said, if you want to see me today, I suggest you stop asking questions. You know what he said? Okay, yeah. Don't be giving them the opportunity to ask no questions. Bitch, do you want to see me or not? The fuck? This man, he was always getting disrespectful, but he was a trick. And so I always used to let it slide. And he started acting real crazy, because if you do not humble them, they will think they can get away with anything. He texted me talking about, "Oh, I don't have any problem with my bills. You pretend to be a good woman, meanwhile you're getting for money." What up? I said, "I learned it from your mother. Old ass bitch, don't text me no more. Old ass bitch, don't text me no more." Yeah, we ain't never had them problems again. This one got mad at me because I told him I wasn't going on a date with him because he kept trying to invite me to these little ass restaurants. And he told me to go to hell. I said, "You better hope you die first. Because if I go first, I'm telling God you sell drugs." Yeah, into that relationship. This man had the nerve to text me and tell me I needed to apologize to him because I said he was useless. I said, I guess maybe I might be sorry tomorrow, but I'm not sure yet. I need more time to think about it. Never texted back. Sorry.
This is the girl that simps are getting bullied by. This is the type of girl. Look how crazy the world is. Simps are simping for a girl that even average men don't want. A bug-eye, big lip, chubby neck, fat face, hair hat wearing, smelling like do-rags, rotten teeth in the mouth, with Kool-Aid stains on the tongue, talking shit to you. This is who this is their queen. And she thinks because she could bully some men that she got it like that. That she's so desirable. No, baby, you're dealing with men even average women don't want. See, you're the kind of woman average men don't want, right? And you're dealing with men even average women wouldn't deal with. Because here's the reality. You can't talk to a top-notch guy like this. You can't talk to... You're not telling a guy, oh, yeah, you die first, and old man, and bitch, and this, and your mother, and... But she's getting celebrated. This video has 21,000 comments. 21,000 comments. How many followers she got? 420,000 followers. You know how the last girl said that she's glad all these people comfort her? All the content and comfort her? All these miserable women offering comfort and company to other miserable women. And they exalt these women. And these women all are delusional. Their ego's built on a delusional house of cards. Held by other delusional women. Let's read some of these comments because this is just... Anyway, first comment says, a girl with an iPad is unstoppable. Next comment says, the clear skin, French tip, pink iPad, heatless curls, and humbling men. I'm listening. By the way, this comment got 75,000 likes. And the prior comment got 312,000 likes. This is just showing you how many female losers are in the world. There's so many female losers. Women always complain about men. Men are broke this, broke that. Bro, the abundance of loser-ass women that exists. By the way, black women, I'm calling you out right now. You are the most obese woman in America. Loser! Losers! Get yourself a gym membership. Pink iPad, heatless curls. Unbelievable. These are incels. We gotta call them what they are. They're incels. These women, I'm holding out. I'm keeping my legs closed. I'm celibate. You're celibate not by choice, by force. Ain't no man that you would want your ass. And you're celebrating this girl because you are in hopes that her reality or fake reality, because God knows none of this could be true. This is all could be staged, and it's worth staging because she's probably making some kind of money from it. So it's worth even lying about this. I don't know. I'm going to stop here because this is just, it's entertaining. I'm glad I can react to this video so you guys can laugh. You can have a good time. You can share this with your friends, your family, and think to yourself, this is the state of dating. This is the state of dating in 2025. Horrible. Horrible. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone that purchased the hat. I got new colors coming soon. Shout out to everyone that purchased a hat. Shout out to everyone that downloaded my free ebook. It's a free ebook. I'm tired of people keep talking about, why do you got to pay for shipping and handling? There is no shipping and handling for a free ebook. Okay, I do sell other products on my website. You can purchase that if you want. But my free ebook is free. Okay? Link below. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see you guys over there.